Experience 21st century learning. Experience friendships that last a lifetime. Experience the world through international opportunities at West Virginia State University. Experience a dynamic learning environment with over 80 areas of study, intimate class sizes, and affordable tuition. West Virginia State University. Experience the power of education.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. I'm Scott Wagner, and I'm joined now by Bryan Poore, coach of the men's basketball team here at State. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Sure, always good to be here.
Well, thanks, man. I want to talk to you a little bit about this team progressing as a basketball team. You got a lot of individual talent on this team, and it's really starting to come together as the season progresses.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, the last few games we've played pretty well. I think it's a byproduct of our defensive effort. A lot of people might think it's offense, but I think it's a byproduct of our defensive effort. But, you know, anytime you bring some new people in and you put some people in some new roles, then you know it's going to take you some time to get everybody together. But we're coming together nicely now. We're not there yet. We still got some room to improve.
Now, I want to go back to the Glenville State game, last game before the break on December 18th. You go into Glenville, hostile environment, as it seems to be everywhere you go in this conference is hostile. But in that game, you were trailing for a majority of the game, and then with 16 seconds left, Fred Harris gets a big steal and dunk to take a 1-point lead. How was that as a coach? You know, you're expected to win that game. Is that a sigh of relief after that game?
No, it's frustration because we didn't play very well for the whole 40 minutes. And I even told them in the locker room after the game they didn't deserve to win. We did win, but, you know, our guys have to learn, and they've been coming along since then, that you got to play 40 minutes every night. And any team in this league can beat you. And you got to play 40 minutes, and we did in that night, and we're able to pull out a win at the end.
How important is that for a team to go through those lessons early on in the season to learn how to win games and how to finish off teams?
Yeah, it definitely is, and you know you don't want to be in blowouts all season long, because sooner or later you are going to get in some tight games, and we have been, and it's, you know, we've won some, lost some this year. But, you know, you learn from each one of those, go back and watch some film and correct some things, and then, you know, try to get better, because, you know, your ultimate goal is to be playing your best basketball come the end of February, 1st of March.
Now, going back to Fred Harris, playing the full court pressure, he plays a big role in that. Just want you to describe what his responsibilities are in that full court press.
His responsibility is block every shot that comes his way, and he does most of the time. You know, he matches up somewhere in the half-court area with a person, but then after we start trapping and rotating, then, you know, he's got to do some different things. Most of the time, we like for him to be the last line and be at the basket and kind of be a goaltender back there. But if the ball comes to his side, then he's got to be a rotation guy and go for some steals and get in some passing lanes. So it's a little bit of both. But, you know, what suits us best is when he's back there blocking shots at the end.
No question. Now, we discussed some adjustments that you made from beginning to this point in the season. What were some of those adjustments, and how has it affected your team's play?
Yeah, we've changed our offense a little bit over the break, just our breakdown offense, and give some guys a little more freedom to drive off the dribble. And add a ball screen up there a little bit. So, you know, it kind of changed our breakdown offense a little bit, and it seems to be more suited to our guys. I was probably overcoaching early and was trying to make them do something that they weren't really comfortable doing just because I thought it would be more effective for us. But, you know, we broke it down over break, and I just went back to the basics and let these guys do what they're good at.
Now, going back to the Pitt-Johnstown game, it was a tough game, down for a lot of it, and then you come back with a great run there to send the game into overtime. You actually had a chance to take the lead there with Will Thomas at the free throw line. You know, how much did that team grow just during those last couple minutes of that game? It seemed like, you know, that was a moment for this team that really clicked.
Yeah, I think it definitely did. And again, that was one of those games I just didn't feel like we played 40 minutes. And because when we got in, and that was our game plan, was don't play half court with Pitt Johnstown because they're really good in the half court. So when it was in the half court, they were doing what they wanted to do. When we got the game up tempo like we needed, then we went on something 24-6 run and got back in the game and ended up tying it. So that was good for us to make that recovery and get it tied. I was afraid of what was going to happen because typically you expend all that energy getting back, and then you got to go into overtime, and we kind of came out a little bit flat. They scored the first 5 points, and now we're behind again. I never recovered from that.
I got to ask you about last night. You come off a big win against UC, and I'll ask Fred, and I just want to ask you, how big is this rivalry for you? I know you coached there at the University of Charleston. How big is this rivalry?
Yeah, it's anytime you got the schools this close together, that's what really does it. And I mean, it's been a few years since I coached there, so there's still a few people over there that I worked with, but the schools are so close together. The players see each other, the fans see each other, the administration, just everybody, see each other around town. So it's good for our school to get a win in that game, so we can walk around for a few more weeks anyways, knowing that we won, and then they get another chance at us over there.
Now that will be the last game of the season, the last regular game of the season. Now you've had a couple games where you had a game last week where you had to play without Cookie Miller. I think he said he had a shoulder stinger there, so he was not able to go against Seton Hill, and your team came out and they played exceptional without him. You had Bo King scored 30 points, Fred Harris 18 points, 18 rebounds. How did the team step up in his absence?
Yeah, it was a collective effort, which is, what we needed. Brandon Garcia started at the point guard spot, got in a little foul trouble. Then we had to rotate a few guys. Will Collins played a little bit there. And everybody kind of stepped up and had a lot of energy, and especially on the defensive end. And Seton Hill's a team a lot like Pitt Johnstown that wants to play half court, and we didn't allow them to for the whole game, and we controlled the whole game. And so, our guys are really starting to buy into this defensive effort and the energy that we need to play our style. And if we can get teams playing the way we want to play, then I feel pretty comfortable.
No question. Now, we have 1 minute left here. I just want to real quickly ask you about Cookie. He's played several different styles of games this season. Well, he'll go off for 30 points, and next game he'll have a double-double with maybe 11 points and 11 assists. Where do you kind of want to find a medium in there with Cookie Miller?
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, Cookie's a smart enough player, and, we've got enough talent on our team to where that, one night it may be Cookie scoring 30, and then, the next night up at D&E, I think it was, when he had 11 and 11, he knew some other people were really scoring. Will Thomas scored well in that game, so, he became a facilitator, and he's smart enough to understand the game and what he needs to do to help our team win.
All right. Thanks a lot, Coach. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be right back with Fred Harris, starting forward and leading shot blocker in the conference.